their history may speak well, you're right there.
Yes,
And they may speak well, but guess what? They don't have the doctrine down pat. So what? They're enticing you. A man may pick up this Bible, but in the back of his mind, he's scoffing in his mind against what he's been taught, against the doctrine. He's scoffing. He's looking at the Israelite foreigners. No, it can't be. You know, you hate your own. No. Just because we say there's Israelite foreigners, how does that substantiate us hating our own people? We're just telling you there's Israelite foreigners. We're not. That doesn't mean they're gonna make it. Okay? Just because we might be feeling other women of the other nations, doesn't mean we hate our own people. You got a lot of our people. They're emotional. They're not dealing with the scriptures. They're dealing with emotions. Right? What the hell is that to you? So flipping what? If a man likes another woman of another nation, so what? So bloody what? That's his prerogative. Okay? Anyway, I want to stay on point. Because you got men there petty. Okay? With enticing words. And no one be absent in the flesh. So Paul, a lot of the times he was absent in the flesh because he couldn't be everywhere at one time. That's why these epistles were written. Okay? Yet, I am with you in the spirit. Through what? The letters. So it's the same thing with brothers. How are they with you in the spirit? By the letters that are being written. Okay? I am with you in the spirit, joying and beholding your order. Okay? Yes, your order. And the steadfastness of your faith in Mashiach. So yeah, we have to stay steadfast, grounded, rooted within what? This faith. Okay? And not waver. Okay? And it says, as you have, therefore receive Yahushua. Okay? Mashiach, the Lord. So walk in him. So we walk in Yahushua's path. Right? In his paths. Okay? Not the paths of the Pharisees and the chief priests and the scribes. And the chief priests and the elders. Because they were a part of this world. They were not for Yahushua. They were against Yahushua. Verse 7, rooted and built up in him. So we want to be rooted and built up. When something's rooted, it's planted, it's firm. And built up. So this is about brothers and sisters being built up in Yahushua. And only a few men are going to be able to do that. Build you up in Yahushua. Okay? Established in the faith. In other words, settled. Okay? As you have been taught. Scripture says it. As you have been taught. Because what was Paul teaching of? Yahushua. Okay? Abounding thereof with thanksgiving. And abound, increasing. So brothers in this faith, you've been in this 2 years, there's a level of increasement you're supposed to have, abounding in the faith. Increasing. And whatever level that you may be on. Okay? And you got men, don't worry about men that push out their insecurities. Right? Because a man wouldn't be able to abound if he didn't have fear. So when men get jealous and say, well, you know, it's about the works, but do you fear? Of course. Because fear is going to move you, the fear of the Lord's going to move you to do the work. It all goes hand in hand. Right? But you don't how do you know a man doesn't fear Yahweh Shai? If he slanders his brother, okay? If he hates his brother in his heart, if he's not feeding the sheep, if he's lukewarm, that means he doesn't fear. Okay? Beware, lest any man. It says any man. Okay? Deceive you. It's like a spoil you. So when you're spoiling something, that's taking. Ransacking your mind. Spoil you. Be vain through philosophy, Scientology, New Age, Darwinism, Hinduism. That's what vain philosophies. Okay? And vain deceit. Right? That's what it is. It's vain deceit. You're a pagan. Alright.
I will box you straight in the mouth. Look at how you took it.
Of the tradition of men. After the rudiments of the world. And not after Mashiach. So she said she's a pagan. Okay? And a pagan is basically someone that's against the words. Christians, yeah, they're pagans. Right? The modern day Christians, yeah, they're pagans. Oh, well, that's what she told me. And see, them spirits are getting wild up. Then you had a Jake woman that said to her son, I'll box you in your mouth. And you see, you don't treat your son like that, you know. She was more married than him, so the whole households are messed up. Very just a minute. Okay. She's pagan. Very just a minute. Well, you're gonna die a pagan. And philosophy. Being a pagan, that's a philosophy. The Vikings were pagans. We were pagans once upon a time. Because we were living and you know, she's probably an Israelite for her. Right? We were pagans. Okay. And pagan is basically those that were doing what? The things that were outside of the truth. Gentiles were pagans. The Vikings were pagans. The Ostrogoths were pagans. But they were still Israelites. But they were in a pagan state of mind. Celebrating Halloween. See, that's spiritual that she said that. Celebrating Halloween. That means you're a pagan. Okay. Celebrating Christmas. They're pagan what? Customs. Okay. And vain deceit of the tradition of men. That's all the tradition of men. So when Esau has you celebrating Easter, which goes back to Ishtar, the god of fertility, where basically it's what women worship. And the scriptures are against worshipping women. Okay? Getting down on one knee and what? Putting a ring on our finger. The scriptures are against that. Right? Because who's the head? The man. Okay? So all these are pagan customs. And guess what? Rabbits don't lay eggs. Okay? That all goes back to what? Fertility. Goddess. Okay? Anyways. And tradition, and after tradition of men. Why? Because the Pharisees, they had a tradition. They're doing things by the tradition of men. And you got the same thing again today. If you're not with our camp, don't come around us. If you don't want to, see, that's the spirit of what? Wicked men. Because you may want to link up, you may even want to link up with brothers, and you may have wicked ass elders with grey ass hairs on their head saying, no, you can't come and go. Well, that's not brotherly. That's not brotherly. But it's good when you're not a part of them demonic synagogue. Right? After the rudiments and traditions of men. And certain men, that certain genealogies, we may believe certain men, this man is that man in the reincarnation. But that's still traditions of men. Yahushua told us not to do that. Oh, who's this man in the spirit? It's King Marshal, this man and that man. You don't get into all of that. Because all that's going to be what the scripture says. Then, you know what I'm thinking about? See if I can find it. Scriptures tell us don't get caught up on all those things. All these endless genealogies. Then you just go and bug out. And a person that's just woken up to the truth, if he hears this man is that man in the spirit, he ain't gonna receive it. You should be teaching him about Yahushua. Not all these endless genealogies. Wait just a minute. Here it is. This is Ecclesiastes 3 and 18. The greater thou art, so the greater we become in this truth. Okay? The more humble thyself, and that's what I've learned. And that's why I'm not out here as much. Because there's also a time when you need to sit back, settle, examine myself, examine the things around me and my surroundings. Okay? The greater thou art, the more humble thyself. So that also comes with what? Much humility. The more you learn, the more humble we're supposed to be. The more of a servant you're supposed to be. Alright? Okay? And thou shalt find favor before the Lord. Yeah. You will find favor before Yahushua. You will find mercy before Yahushua. It's all through humility. Many are in a high place. The chief priests, the elders, the fact they're in a high place. The entertainers, they're in a high place. The Rothschilds, they're in a high place. And of renown. They're known, they're reputable men. But mysteries are revealed unto the meek. Okay, secrets unto the humble. For the power of the Lord, Yahushua is great, and he is honored of the lowly. So Yahushua receives his honor, even though he receives no honor from men. Okay? But he's honored of the lowly. He wants the lowly to what? To praise his name. He's not honored of the proud. He's honored of the lowly. Okay? And it says, seek not out things that are too hard for thee. So when you go into these genealogies, yeah, this man's King David in the spirit. This man's Paul in the spirit. Right? And again, Paul, he wouldn't have a place in this world. Paul never had a place in the Roman world. Paul never took deals. Paul wasn't making deals with Herod. Right? King David, he stuck with the truth. Right? So all these things, all these endless genealogies, don't get caught up on that. That's the tradition of men. Seek not out things that are too hard for thee. Neither search the things that are above thy strength. So you trying to find out who's this man in the spirit. It's too hard for thee. That is too hard for thee. You shouldn't be concerned with that. But what is commanded thee, okay? Think thereupon with reverence. With what? With great thought. What's commanded you? You think upon with great reverence, with great thought. But it's not needful. We need to see with the eyes the things that are not what? That are in secret. It's not needful. And be not curious in unnecessary matters. Right? For more things are shown unto thee than men understand. So now let's go back. To where we were. So now we're on Colossians 2 and 8. Beware lest any man spoil you through what? Philosophy, vain deceit, the tradition of men and rudiments of this world. So, you had the chief priests and Pharisees, they were spoiling people after what? The rudiments of this world. After the ways of this world. That's how the Pharisees were moving. And not after Mashiach. They were deceiving you. Okay, so now we're going to go to Mark 7. Hi, how you doing?
You good, yeah?
Yes, man.
Yes, sir.
Alright. Mark 7. Then came together unto him the Pharisees and certain of the scribes which came from Jerusalem. Okay? And when they saw some of his disciples eat bread and with defiled, that is to say, with unwashing hands, they found fault. They found a fault. Why? Because they were what? Moving after the tradition of men. They found fault. Just for not washing your hands. So these Pharisees, they were like spies. And for some reason, I don't know, the elders seem to be, you got to look out for new members. Right? Now it's what? Older men could be in the truth. They could be spies as well. Because the Pharisees, they were spies on Yahweh Shai. They were watching him, everything he would do. Okay? And they found fault. Just because they never washed their hands. So they were all about outward appearance. Okay? That's what they were about. Outward appearance, washing your hands. What's that got to do with the